to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we live in different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walk the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
Every fan doing this.
I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. Very excited for today's episode, y'all. We got a lot of topics to talk about. We got some coaching carousels, some Allstar SNUBS, NFC, AFC championship game. A lot to talk about. I got two of my bros with me right now. But before I introduce them, let me give y'all a quick rundown exactly what we're going to talk about. Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, both left Detroit. We got to react to, Dan Campbell. Some people have in the top five, including myself. How would this affect the Detroit Lions losing both of their coordinators? We got to react to that. Tomo, I'm so glad and so happy that you're here because I want to hear your thoughts on who would be the Cowboys' next head coach. We got to hear from Tomo on that segment. The All-Stars, Western All-Stars, Eastern All-Stars been announced. It's always that question, y'all. Who was snubbed? Who are the biggest snubs of the All-Star Western and Eastern starters? And last but not least, we got to make our final predictions on the AFC and NFC conference championship game. But like I said, two of my bros with me. I got Dave's here, Davey Dollars, aka Dave's Doghouse here in attendance. Y'all see him in the middle of the screen. And then on my right, you can see my boy Missy Godunson himself, Tomo, co-host of In the Red Corner. How y'all doing, fellas?
I'm done, Joe.
Dang.
I'm done, son. I got the Eagles and the Commanders fighting to get into the Super Bowl. I'm losing every coach on my coaching staff. I don't know what to do anymore, man. I don't know what to do. But other than that, In the Red Corner got 400 subscribers. So let's get positive with that. We're doing something positive there. You gotta find the ray of light. So I'm here. I'm ready to talk some sports, but it's y'all weekend, man. It's gonna be a long weekend for me, man. How y'all boys know?
Hold on. For that, we need a round of applause for that. Hold on. 400 subscribers. What we doing? I clicked it.
Yeah.
There we go. 400 subscribers. Every time I'm 500 close around the corner.
Man, we working. Working.
They're gonna get that in no time for sure. Man, I'm excited. We definitely got some topics today. We also got another coach another coordinator that left somewhere else. That's interesting to talk about. I understand it's not a topic, but Liam Cohn left Tampa Bay and went to the Jaguars, which means Robert Saleh will be back in San Francisco. So I'm excited about that. I know. Trust me. I know. He ain't going where you think he's going. He's going to be in San Francisco. It's today. Miami Heat, though, got a lot of drama. Solve it. Need to solve it.
You want these?
No. I need every Heat fan, every fan in the world to see this face, see these eyes, because today is going to be a great day to talk about sports. Like you said, we got the Commanders and the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. We just had a members only last night that I
Sounds so
hosted
bad.
with 2 Eagles fans and 2 Commanders fans, and it was great. We had a lot of attendance, people watching that. Joe was at home watching it on the TV. So it's great, man. It's great. We
Comment.
got the Bills versus the rest. I mean, the Chiefs. So we got that. Allstar SNUBS. And then Tomo, we don't know who your coach gonna be, man. I'm sorry.
Joe,
Sorry, not
can we
sorry.
start the show?
You know, actually, I do know who your coach gonna be. I made the announcement last night. Jerry Jones made the call. He called me, man. But Joe, you know what? It's Friday, man. It's Friday. So what we gonna do? What's the red cup usually for? Let's turn up, man. Let's turn up.
He got the red cup because he signed the deal, man. We gotta turn up, man. Dave, my coach, man. I'm happy.
Turn me up. Jody, do your thing.
Whoa.
What?
But
Hey. Hey, Worm, you gotta chill. All right. Chill.
Wait. Hey, what, man? Welcome back. Man. You know, it's been a minute.
shout out to Worm, man. Shout out to Worm, man. I think he was our first superstar member. Yes, sir. I think he was. No, he was our second. Jerry was first.
Jerry was.
But
shout out to Jerry, man.
Shout out to Jerry, yes. All right, y'all, we got a great show for y'all today, like Dave said. But before we get into these topics, make sure y'all like this video on 3 different platforms. We are streaming this on YouTube, Facebook, and X. So like it on all 3 platforms. You can follow and subscribe on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us at Refuse to Lose Sports, but on X at R2L Sports. And share this video with somebody that you know so they can come on, or a complete stranger. Maybe somebody you met today. I don't know. Somebody you sit next to. Hey, watch this. And then they could come on the show and watch live with you and be involved by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my boy Blaze, Dino Blaze, being the first comment. Let's go. Ew. 49ers news. I ain't going to repeat the other comment that Worm said. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours. Shout out to my boy Worm, though.
I'm glad
and
you
shout out to Ty and Ricky for also the in the red corner accomplishment. Shout out to y'all.
Yep.
Independent show last year. Shout out to Ricky with the jersey.
You know how long he been wearing that jersey, man? You know how many times I don't watch games where he lost in that jersey? That's why he wore it on the show. He knew what time it was. But, I mean, losing games and losing big games and losing coordinators sound like it's a thing. Now, if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you like losing coordinators. That's a thing to us. Like, we used to that. That's just what a top 5 coach do. He lose coordinators and still find ways to get back. Now, can Dan Campbell do the same? I mean, this is how you all know I'm going through some things back here. You know, I only got a nickname for these. We just going with the titles. I'm saving all my jokes for next week when people make it to the Super Bowl. That's when the titles come back. We gotta see what's going on. Things are acting strange. But just days after the NFC top seed Lions was stunned by JD5 and crew, the offensive coordinator Ben Johnson said, "You know what? I'm out. I'm going to Chicago." And then the defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn said, "I'm out too. I'm going to the New York Jets." And some people would say, did Ben Johnson even have an interview? It's just like he picked up the phone and was like, "I'm already gone." The same thing happened with Aaron Glenn. It seemed like the Jets had their mind set on him. But to lose to lose 2 coordinators right after having one of historic seasons with the Detroit Lions, you know, the winning has come from that. Fellas, what do you think is next for Dan Campbell and the Lions? Dave?
I feel like they're going to do the same thing Kyle Shanahan kind of sort of did last year. I think they're going to hire somebody in-house. I think they have a guy as a defensive coordinator that they're already interested in, who they're talking to, who's going to become their DC. They also just lost another coach on their team. They lost Antoine Randall L., who was the wide receivers coach. He's now the wide receiver. He now leaves and goes to the Bears, so that's where he is now. So that's pretty much 3 people that in the coach staff that they've lost so far. But I think it remains to be seen. I think he's gonna definitely have to find a good offensive coordinator to be able to allow Jared Goff and, you know, Sonic and Knuckles to be able to do what they need to do on the ground, and then having Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta to be able to get that offense involved. The offensive line is pretty much shored up with Panay Sewell. So I don't think they have any worries there. But the court, this is definitely going to tell exactly how good of a coach Dan Campbell is. Because we have heard, by people on this show and other places that Dan Campbell is a top 5 coach. He makes a lot of gutsy calls, especially when it comes to 4th down calls. So we have that going for him as well. So now we got to see exactly what he's going to do when he lost what he had, what made his team so good. Because Aaron Glenn helped that defense be exactly what it was with all the energy that they had. I believe they had maybe 9 to 11 people, 9 to 11 starters got injured on the defense this season, including their star defensive end, Aiden Hutchinson. So he was out. I think Terry Arnold had got hurt before. Carlton Davis is another guy that I think they signed this offseason who ended up getting hurt. It's a bunch of guys on this defense that got hurt. That was definitely one of the big reasons why the defense was good. And we saw it at the end, even though their offense was still powerful enough to be able to score, but their defense gave up a lot of points in the end. If that defense was healthy, who knows where they might actually be in the NFC Championship right now. But we don't know that because they had all those injuries and they haven't been able to necessarily really stop anybody. And like this comment right here said by Carl, that they had about 18 players on injured reserve, and that's on offense and defense. There was a point where David Montgomery was actually hurt as well. So we had to worry about that. I think Jameson Williams maybe have missed a game or two, but like I said, this is going to tell you exactly how good Dan Campbell is as a coach, because he is going to have to go and find 2 other coordinators to get that team back to where they were. This is the Lions' best regular season they've ever had in their history. They went 15-2 this year with the number 1 seed in the NFC. It's the first time that's happened to them in their entire franchise history. There's 2 other coaches in the NFC who's had those same issues: Kyle Shanahan and Nick Sirianni. Kyle Shanahan has had a defensive coordinator switch almost, at least for the last 4 years, it's been switched every single season. He had Robert Saleh, he had D'Amico Ryans, he had Steve Wilkes, and then he just had Nick Sorensen. And it can show you exactly how much that can change for you depending on who your defensive coordinator is. Because 3 of the last 4 years, we've been in the NFC Championship game. But if you look at this season, we missed the playoffs altogether because we didn't have the right coordinator in there. And he also lost his offensive coordinator. Remember, Mike McDaniels was his OC. He's gone. Bobby Slowick was also his offensive coordinator. He went to the Texans with D'Amico Ryans. So this is going to tell you exactly how good his coach is. Nick Sirianni, we ought to know he lost Shane Steichen. He lost Shane Steichen and what's the other coach's name?
Jonathan Gannon.
And lost Jonathan Gannon. He lost both of them in the same season. And then last year it was again. It flipped over again. And then this year it flipped again. They had 2 other coordinators they had to switch to this season. So, and you see where they are. They're in the NFC Championship game. So this is going to tell you if Dan Campbell really is a top 5 coach or if he benefited off his coordinators. So we're just going to wait and see. I think there's still some offensive coordinators out there that he maybe can go after, or at least a DC. I think the Bears old coach who just got fired, he was a good defensive coordinator. You got Brandon Staley, who's out there, I guess you can give him an opportunity as a defensive coordinator, along with Nick Sorensen. Steve Wilkes is still out there, so you still got some guys out there that you can hire. But the thing is, what you're gonna do?
Yeah, like Dave said, it's going to show how good of a coach he is. Now, I think he'll be good though. Like you said, we saw Nick Sirianni go through the same thing, and part of being a coach is picking the talent, right? That's part of being a good coach, and both your coordinators leaving is always a good sign. That means that you're doing something good, right? And one thing about Dan Campbell, he built a culture, he built a foundation in Detroit. And then when you listen to both coaches talk about Dan Campbell, both of them feel like that they'll be fine. Ben Johnson said he'll be fine within the next 3 years or so because they still have a talented roster. I know Tomo going to hit on the quarterback side when he talks, but Tomo mentioned in the chat, like this also says something about golf. Golf will be tested, but I think both coordinators, Dan Campbell is a coach's coach. You know what I mean? He's a leader of men. He's not just like a play caller. he's a guy that he demands respect in the whole room from everybody. You know, you see how good of a leader. If you ever hear Aaron Glenn talk, that dude is a leader too. You know, and he got his ears open for Dan Campbell, and then you got Ben Johnson, the Wiz Kid guy. So here are some of the candidates. I want to say that from the Detroit Press. All right, that's what they said. The Lions offensive coordinator candidates. You got the Lions offensive line coach Hank Fraley, right, which is a good thing. You know, he actually stayed, so he's going to be a top candidate for the job. The Lions pass game coordinator Tanner Engstrand. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, my God, right? But Lions assistant head coach and rushing back and running back coach Scotty Montgomery. All right, Syracuse offensive coordinator Jeff Nixon and former Seattle Seahawks quarterback coach Greg Olsen. All right, so those are the candidates for the offensive coach. I'm pretty sure Hank Fraley might get that job. I'm not gonna lie. And then defensively, the top candidate right now is Larry Foote, the linebacker coach for the Buccaneers. You know, he's from Detroit. You know what I mean? He also played. I think he played for the Lions too. And he was actually on the roster that won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady as a coach. You know, so he has that Super Bowl experience. Then you got the Lions linebacker coach, Kelvin Shepard, Lions defensive back, coach Deshae Townsend. I'm like, you Tomo in the red corner. Jacksonville Jaguars defensive coordinator, Ryan Nielsen, and Denver Broncos defensive back coach, Jim Leonard. All right, Leonard. So, I think Kelvin Shepard or Larry Foote, Detroit native, like I said, Super Bowl champions and head coach. But I think he'll be straight, man. We'll see what happens. But next year's gonna tell a lot about that, Campbell.
Like I said, and I agree with both my brothers on this one. I think it's more so not Dan Campbell. That's why I had to throw out Jared Goff, because again, a good offensive coordinator and your quarterback sticking is like a diamond in the rough. And remember who he came from with the Rams. Remember what the running joke was? Oh, he had to read them to play like 3 seconds until the mic went off. So now him linking up with Ben Johnson, it was like, well, look what Jared Goff did. He broke history in one of the games. What he went 18 for 18 with completions, and you just look at how the Lions offense will move. Some people wrote Jared Goff off. Remember, we were doing maybe was it this year, or maybe next year or last year, we were doing a top 5 in the NFC, because once all the quarterbacks was left, they was like, well, Dak the oldest quarterback, so you kind of got to put him up there. And he was like, well, y'all forgetting about Jared Goff? Like, he can still ball. So he was kind of written off, kind of like with Matt Stafford as well. But when it comes down to losing an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator that kind of was on his historic run, that might be tough, because one of them went to your division. It's not like Ben Johnson went to the NFC South. He's right there with the Bears. So you're going to have to play them twice. And him saying what he's saying about Dan Campbell being a leader, man, they still going to be a good team in the next couple years.
I know you said
like a little shot. I'm like, the next couple years? What you mean? Like, we ain't going to be good next year because you left? I see what you did there, player. And recently, shout out to Davey Schefter. He posted that they got Antoine Randall, right? I think he just went to the Bears. I don't want to say it, but Al Harris going up there to the Bears to be, oh my goodness, man, we losing everybody. But Al Harris going up to the Bears too to help on the defense as being one of their secondary coaches. So he building the staff over there. Another team that also lost both their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator was the Cincinnati Bengals. And one of them went to the Commanders. That was Jay Gruden, and then Mike Zimmer went off to Minnesota. I know that name hunts you right now, Joe, but you in good times right now.
Yeah. Over Jay Gruden.
But this goes back to another thing too, Dave. When you started your soliloquy, when you were talking about how some people had Dan Campbell in their top 5 coaches, I was one of the people that swapped Nick Sirianni out for Dan Campbell. Same. And now I want to say it's a tie. I'm gonna say it's a tie for me at that 5th spot, because to go back and really look at what Nick Sirianni was able to do, losing all of those coordinators and still finding ways to win. Some people would tie to the GM saying, well, he's bringing in good talent, but again, somebody has to coach these players. I've seen teams where they put them on the field, they had the best of the best, and they still look bad. So I'm gonna say I miss the Jay Gruden. I miss it too.
Of course.
I miss a lot of things on that old Washington team, but it's in now. So But to look up here and say you lost 2 coordinators after going to the Super Bowl, found a way to get back into the playoffs. Yes, they stumbled, but you still found a way to make the playoffs. And then a year later, look where you at now with brand new coaching staff. So again, that says something. Says a lot about a head coach itself, and it kind of makes a little argument for what Kev was saying about Mike Tomlin. If you want to fight back on Mike Tomlin, you're talking about somebody who losing coordinators and adding pieces and learning new offenses and stuff like that, and still finding ways to get championship games, not just a wild card. I mean, that starts a debate there. But we more so speaking about the Lions. I think they'll be okay. You'll find a way to bounce back. But I think for me, it's not Dan Campbell because he can find a diamond in the roughs when it comes to coordinators and building the staff because he did it the year before, and with all the ex-players that he brought over. This goes to more, how is Jared Goff going to perform? What players are actually going to go to the Jets, or what players are going to go follow their coordinators? Because players follow coordinators sometimes too. So we'll see.
Yeah, I want to name all the guys, all the coordinators that are available right now. Whether the Lions interviewed them or not. You got, like Joe said, Hank Fraley. You got Darrell Bevell, who's the quarterback coach for the Dolphins. Kevin Kogler, tight end coach for the Falcons. Clint Kubiak. We mentioned the Kubiak, so he was interviewed on the 13th. You got Charles London, who's the quarterback coach for the Falcons. You got Bobby Slow, like I named, Marcus Brady, Thomas Brown, Tommy Rees, Mark Brunell, who's the quarterback coach for the Lions right now, so he could easily be put in that position as well. Mm-hmm. Nick Caley, who's the tight end coach for the Rams.
Wasn't that y'all coach? I mean, wasn't that y'all quarterback at one point, Joe?
Mark Brunell?
Mark Brunell.
Yeah, Mark Brunell, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scott Turney. I think he was the quarterback. He was the quarterback.
Tied consecutive completions in a row.
Mm-hmm. He was the last quarterback. Before Jaden Daniels, he was the last quarterback to win the playoff game for them.
It was funny because with that completion record streak, he got an incompletion and then they called pass interference. I was like, oof. And then the next one he tied
then you got Noah Pauley, who's the wide receivers coach for Iowa State. I'm hearing his name a lot. Thomas Brown, Byron Leftwich, who's from Washington, D.C. He actually went to my high school, Anacostia High School. Grant Udinski, I don't know who this guy is. I think that's who you named earlier. I don't know, Jeff, but I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Those are the offensive coordinators. Defense, you got, well, he already has a job now. Lou Anarumo, who was the defensive coordinator for the Bengals, but now he got hired for the Colts. He's the Colts defensive coordinator now. Derek Ansley, Grady Brown, Matt Eberflus. That's what I was talking about. Matt Eberflus is a good is actually a good defensive coordinator. Probably better than it is a head coach.
Yeah. For the people that's watching, my face was for the guy before. Like the coach, sure they want him.
Nah, Lou good. I think he just needed new scenery, man.
I mean, last 2 years the defense hasn't been that good, but right, he might need new scenery.
We like Joe Witt.
Continue, Dave.
I know all your coaches.
I know, man. It's crazy, bro.
Wink Martindale, defensive coordinator for Michigan. I'm hearing his name a lot as well. That would actually be a good hire if he's able to hire his guy, Wink Martindale. That would be great for Dan Campbell. Carl might not like that, but hey. Dennis Allen, who's still out there, even though I said that he might be a head coach for the Cowboys.
Stop saying that name, Dave.
He's still out there. He's still out there. Durante Jones, who's the defensive pass coordinator for the Vikings. Aubrey Pleasant, DeMarcus Covington, not Al Golden, Patrick Graham, and everyone else Joe had already named.
Yeah, I think defensively cool to go out. I think offensively they should stay in house.
Yeah, especially I vote for Mark Brunell, honestly, or the passing game coordinator. What was his name? Tanner Engstrand.
Yeah, Mark
Tanner
Brunell,
E. Yeah,
never forget.
I think somebody. I would like to see somebody give Steve Wilson a chance.
As a defensive coordinator, I would like to see that too. He deserves a second chance.
I would like to see him get another chance as a DC.
Who?
Steve Wilkes.
Okay, Steve Wilkes. Yeah, man, I remember this high school, 13-0, fourth quarter, Marpinell, San Antonio Mars 2 times in a row, 14-13, game over.
Y'all having a moment, boy.
You remember that, Tomo? Remember that?
I remember because we was talking about it at the draft, and as we talking about it at the draft, look who
He
walked
walked
in.
in.
Yeah, I was just about to say, man, forget him, and he
Shout
was
out to San
literally
Antonio
walking
Mars.
in.
Shout out to
He
San Antonio
sent it.
Mars.
He sent this, and he was like, "No, you're not about to do that. Not with me here."
Man,
Shout out to San Antonio Mars, man.
it's crazy we the same height. I should have actually. I probably would have had a career in the NFL.
Crazy how you be here, receiver, cooking.
You know what
Y'all
I'm
say
saying?
hi.
If I never blew out my knee, that's what they be saying, right? But let's have a little bit more fun, man. I mean, we went from a good team losing their coordinators to a team that's just in disarray. I mean, I know the Netflix documentary is coming out, and Jerry said it. He said it best, man. It's a 24/7 soap opera here at the Dallas Cowboys, and it's been that, man. I mean, I'm gonna give y'all a little funny insight. If you use Instagram Threads, right? I recently started to go over there a little bit more, and I'm starting to see a division within fan bases. I go on Threads. I don't know how I ended up in Eagles land, but I got a lot of Eagles stuff that just pop up on Threads. Thanks a lot, kid. But if I go over to X, I'm in Cowboys land, so I see a lot of Cowboys stuff. Like Commander fans are starting to trickle in just a little bit, but it's funny. However, going to X is so depressing nowadays, man, because it's either something about politics or it's about the Cowboys coaching search. And it's one of the fans on there talking about, man, Shotty might be all right. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, they like Kellen Moore can come back. I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear none of this right now. But as we know, the Dallas Cowboys are still in search. So the South Carolina beat LSU. Okay. Nah, I was watching a little bit of that. Thanks, Carl. But as you all know, the Cowboys are still in search for their next head coach, as two division rivals are now facing each other in the NFC Championship. Two which have majority of, I would say, well, the Commanders got your defensive coordinator and your passing game coordinator who went over there, who's now the DC for the Commanders. You have your ex offensive coordinator now with the Eagles, ready to prepare to face off. And you would sit back and say, Jerry, you would think this would be a wake-up call. And then as a fan, you would also say, well, he's doing the right thing. They interviewing everybody. Outside of the Deion news that came out that swept the headlines for like 2 weeks. And Joe, what did I tell you all in the chat after the Lions game? I said the only way Jerry can take over the media right now is if he signs Deion. Because if you notice, they're talking more about your game, and they get a Cowboys like a 30-minute segment. Who's the coach? Whatever. Let's get back to talking about Jaden Daniels. Robert Saleh was first. Kellen Moore came up. Leslie Frazier. Now it's been like 4 or 5 meetings between Brian Schottenheimer, who was the offensive coordinator here with the Cowboys, or we would say the signal caller maybe, because we all know what Mike McCarthy was doing. Shotty comes from the Seahawks. He was with the Jets. He was with the Rams. If you really want to know who I think is going to be the Cowboys' next head coach, it's going to be Mike McCarthy. He coming back. He coming back, y'all.
I can see that happening.
He coming back. This is what the Giants GM wanted to do with Saquon. He wanted him to spin the block and see if somebody's going to pick him up. Nobody picked him. I mean, the Eagles picked him up. Yo. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Coach might get us some dubs though, man. It's gonna be a lot of cursing.
He gonna let Jack hear enough for
man.
sure.
He gonna make sure whoever's in fantasy get their stats. That's what he gonna do.
But now that'd be great for the network too. We got Coach Moon as the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, man. That'd be great. But I really sat back. I know they're doing a lot of talking with Brian Schottenheimer, and it might come out before the episode is done and they actually sign him. But that's my undercard. That's my baby joker. I think that Mike McCarthy will be back because he didn't get the Bears job he interviewed for. The Saints job is the only one that's still pending, and that's the second one that I think he had an interview with. Unless he retires, Mike McCarthy will be back with the Dallas Cowboys for another 2 years, 2 to 3 years. Say, how long is that contract? Maybe 4. He might do a 4-year bid, and we'll be looking for a defensive coordinator.
Tomo, you know what's funny? On my paper, right? I wrote down who would be the Cowboys head coach. My number one option was Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore. I'm like, Kellen Moore's don't work. He actually might go with this Brian dude. And I was like, I wouldn't throw it in the trash, but he might bring back Mike McCarthy.
Trying to tell you.
Because with Mike McCarthy, he gonna be nobody picking that dude up. And I doubt if he's set up for a coordinator position. And if you're considering hiring your offensive coordinator, you might as well bring back Mike McCarthy for real.
I mean,
but that's just if that happens, Tomo, it just confirms. I mean, we already know, but it just confirms it more. First of all, did y'all even interview Deion Sanders?
no, not officially.
Jerry Jones, good job, man. I gotta give you a props, man. You know how to get to the media, bro. You know how to keep the Cowboys name relevant. He do, man. He's a salesman for real. Because if he hires Mike McCarthy, I can see him doing it too, like the week of the Super Bowl. So like instead of everybody talking about Commanders and Chiefs, they talk about that go Mike McCarthy.
You hear that, Dave?
It's crazy.
So what? That's it?
That's all I got. Yeah, I ain't got no feedback. Go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy didn't come up as a candidate for me. I think he's going to take. I think he's going to take the New Orleans Saints job.
You think so?
That's what I think.
That's an ugly job right there. I'm sorry, New Orleans, but y'all situation jacked up.
I ain't gonna lie, Mike would be good for that job though.
But they got no money.
They don't.
They got like they went all in with what? Every year they go all in, and they got nothing. They got no.
Stop, too many memories, man. That saying.
Literally every year they literally go all in, like almost every year. Every year they spend all this bread, and then they deeper into cap hell. And next thing you know, they got Derek Carr as a quarterback.
No success. But I don't see Mark McCarthy coming back. I think it's between three people: Kellen Moore, Brian Schottenheimer, and Leslie Frazier. I think it's between those three.
Yeah, I better not hire Leslie Frazier. Leslie Frazier. Okay, okay. Never mind. I'm getting mixed up with
I think it's
right now.
I think it's between those guys.
The other candidate, Dave. Come on, bro. He black.
Deion black. What y'all saying?
We told you Deion wasn't getting hired. How we do that?
But still, that's because of Jerry's son, though. Like if Jerry would have did it if it's someone like holding back.
If that's the case, it's only between those two then.
And Leslie Frazier, he a stronghold guy. Like he not going. He ain't no pushover.
That's true.
So Jerry wants him a pushover, bro.
Or he upgrades
that out, by the way.
Or he gives it to Mike Zimmer.
Jerry leaked that out. Mike Zimmer. That's
They didn't even interview Zimmer. And
okay,
I wish it was him though. I wish
the Bears
it was him,
didn't interview Ben Johnson. They just
gave
him the job.
Zimmer?
Yeah. If I had to, like, out of everybody, because Robert going to the 49ers.
You don't like Kellen Moore as your head coach?
No.
He said no.
And it's not even that. Like, Kellen may be, I just don't see Kellen Moore being a head coach of any NFL team. Like, I can see him doing it in NCAA. I just can't see Kellen Moore coaching an NFL team.
Give you Jason Garrett vibes.
At least Jason Garrett was kind of like a little bit militant. Kellen Moore I don't know. I just can't see it. Like
he's a play caller.
Yeah, I don't see him being like, if he could, I just can't.
I mean, but remember, Jerry had basically told him he was going to be the head coach in waiting, even though he left. He still got that. He can still be the next guy. He might just go ahead and give him the opportunity.
He might be the next Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, because Kevin O'Connell was the OC for the Vikings for a while, wasn't he?
The Rams, I think.
The Rams.
Well, he was under Sean McVay, I think.
Yeah,
he was under the Commanders. I mean, and then he went. I think he went with Sean McVay, or either Sean McVay, or he went with Charlo, right, Dave? He went with y'all. I think it was Sean McVay.
Honestly, man, if I'm Jerry,
Brian Schottenheimer. I mean, that's Marty Schottenheimer's son. So, I mean, he might go there. It's a name, so it's something.
And it's already in house. I can see him doing that because it's already in house. The offense can stay the same, but I just don't. I'm sorry. When it comes to Kellen, I just don't see it. Now, if they would have lost to the Rams, I think he would have hired Kellen the next day. But the fact that they still playing is prolonging things, so I don't see it.
But the only thing about Marty is that, like,
nope, don't bring him. Nope, I don't want him.
Y'all can have all the Smith. Chill out.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know who y'all gonna hire. I don't. Whoever Stephen Jones says is going to be is who's going to be.
I think they set the bar too high with leaking that Dion stuff. If they would have never did that, then I think they would have been all right. You leak that, it's everybody else is just like, yeah.
And he said he'd be open to like being a coach. He didn't say that.
He didn't say it openly. That's just what reports said, but he never openly said it himself.
I was like, yeah, he was playing the game too. He was liking pictures and posts and stuff. I'm like, dude,
that would have been nice.
But I don't know, man. I don't know what the Cowboys gonna do, honestly. But I think if anything, I say just go ahead and give it to Kellen Moore, Brian Schottenheimer. At least you know those guys already.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those. Y'all want something here? Dang, just take it. Like,
Kellen Moore, dog. Give it to Kellen Moore.
If I'm you, I would say that too, Joe. If you was a fan of any other team, I'd be like, all right, maybe you want something, but no, you don't want to see no Kellen Moore. You don't want to see that.
I'm not gonna lie, but see, I don't know too much about Kellen Moore. I don't know what people say about him. I don't know. I just feel like that job is waiting for him. You know what I mean? Like Dave said, he the future. You know what Dave said? This job waiting for you.
That's because Jason Garrett was there. So think about it like this.
Was he a quarterback with y'all too?
Yeah. That's why he became the OC, because he was a bad quarterback.
Thank you.
That's the truth.
He was the quarterback coach, the offensive coordinator. So look, man, the Cowboys are ran like a mom and pop. Like
he was a backup when Tony Romo was there. Then he became the quarterback coach.
Then he was going to be the starter over Dak Prescott, but he got hurt in practice, and then Dak started, and that's how Dak's career got here. Because other than that, it would have been Kellen Moore.
It's getting passed down. Mike McCarthy was an exception.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be, the plan was supposed to be, technically, it should have been Sean Payton. That was our head coach, but then he left because he paid Jason Garrett to come back from the Dolphins to be the offensive coordinator. We had Wade Phillips at the time. He overpaid Jason Garrett because he wanted him to be the head coach and trainer. Jason Garrett got the job. Then this whole Kellen Moore thing broke out. I'm telling you, bro, they just want to pass the job down. It's like, bro, these not your real kids. They work for you, bro. Like, they not your kids. You trying to pass things down.
Make Zeke the coach, bro.
He might make him the running back coach. He retire.
He might.
I heard D Wade wanted to be the head coach. They just calling anybody.
They still win too.
That's what they saying. Brian Schottenheimer is there for. They want Jason Witten to be the head coach and trainer. I'm like, bro, what are we doing here?
Jason Witten, bro. That's some daggone Jet Saturday stuff.
Jerry is running the Cowboys like we the Arkansas Razorbacks, bro. Like, this is not college. You can't just put people in training, bro. He is running the Cowboys like we're a college team. You don't go hire a coach, man, so you can win.
Doc Rivers,
he said the whole day the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Yeah, for real.
Doc Rivers.
All right, man.
Oh man. Yo,
we'll be here all day until the Cowboys actually sign somebody. He might as well just be the coach at this point. He the GM and the president, the owner. You might as well.
This man.
Call the plays.
When I bought this team, I bought me a job. Ain't nobody gonna take that from me. Magic Johnson. We hired a GM, we hired a coach, and we let them do their job. That was a shot.
He never says the wrong thing, bro. He never says the wrong thing.
Imagine my dog, but why he saying that? He talking to the press. He talking to the press. And then he kept talking. I'm like, man, just walk away, bro. Walk away.
Magic
like, drop the money. Drop the money.
He quit live on air. And people didn't even kill him for that. He's like, they talking about something. I won't be there. And nobody ever killed him for that. Magic Johnson is never in the wrong, bro. Like, this is crazy.
No, for real. Ain't nobody kill him for that. I won't be here.
It's a running joke.
Because he started crying. That's why. Jenny know I love her, but I can't do it, man.
That's how Jerry need to talk in one of them press conferences, man. Like, man, you the GM, I won't be there. Let somebody else just run it at this point. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Oh,
Woo, that was a fun topic, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Spartans are never wrong till they play the Terps. All right, Western All-Star. The NBA All-Star Weekend is upon us, fellas. It's coming up. Honestly, I have no idea what the NBA is going to do with the All-Star Weekend to try to revive it. I've seen a few commercials here and there. Outside of Stephen A. screaming about how he don't like the NBA All-Star Weekend, that's the most I've really heard about it. Up until last night when they named the starters, and then the Western starters were announced. So you have Steph Curry, SGA, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and the Joker, which leaves a lot of fans to say, wait. Is this like an old man award? Like, what's going on here? It's other people in the West that's balling out right now. So how you just gonna do that? Fellas, I know the rest of the reserves will be announced on the 30th, and then I think they're gonna do the draft on the 6th on TNT. But as far as the Western All-Stars, who do you think got snubbed? Joe?
Come on, man. I feel like I'm running the same picture like I did last year.
You about to do the scary Terry?
The same picture I did last year. No, you my dog, man. But you not a starter. I'm sorry. Let me bring it up. You already know where I'm going with this. Oh, I got the wrong one. Hold on. I got the wrong one. Hold on. That's for later. That's for later.
Yeah, I'm about to say that don't look like
I was like, "Ooh, they gonna kill you. They gonna kill you."
Come on, man. It's the say it with me. It's the name.
Look at his
Look
picture,
at this.
though.
Just look at it.
He looked like Joe pissed off right now.
For real. And look, shout out to Anthony Edwards too. Anthony Edwards should have been over Steph Curry.
Nah, for real.
Anthony Edwards and De'Aaron Fox got a better record. They both averaging more points than them. I don't know his other side, but look at Fox. More rebounds, tied with assists, more steals, better field goal percentage. The only thing Steph has over him is 3-point percentage. And Fox the better seed. The better seed. Steph is not even in the play-in right now. He's the 11th seed. If the season ended today, they wouldn't even be competing in the play-in. So I'm tired of it, man. Like, this is why like the All-Star game, bro. Like, it's like unless you gotta unless you overdo like a SGA, you can't take them out. You gotta put SGA in there. You know what I mean? If you don't do something like that, they're gonna put one of these Steph, LeBron, KD. No matter what you gotta do something extra crazy to beat these guys because it's all about the name. Now, anybody else in the Western starters, I'm cool with. I'm cool with everybody else that's up there. But Steph Curry, you my dog. 22 points a game and you a starter? And you the 11th seed, bro? No. 22 games will fly if you're the number 1 seed. 22 games will fly maybe if you're number 2 seed. But the 11th seed, no. It's the name. Fox got snubbed. So did Anthony Edwards.
I had a feeling you was going to go there. I have someone else I want to talk about.
Ooh.
And I talked about him on my show.
Okay.
And I think it's crazy that he's not a starter. Jalen Green. He leads the number 2 team in the West right now. The Houston Rockets are 29-14 on the season. In the 8-game span, he averaged 30 points per game. Not just 30 points, but he was shooting 52% from the field, 48% from 3, and shooting 92% from the free throw line.
Okay.
The only other players that did that in the 8-game span was Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, and Trae Young. So why is Jalen Green not a starter over Stephen Curry? Stephen Curry, like you said, he's the 11th seed. Jalen Green is the number 2 seed.
Yeah.
And Joe, who did I say last year was a team that people need to look out for?
The Rockets.
Exactly.
You did. I remember that. You did.
I said Ime Udoka be in there. You go and get Fred VanVleet. You got Dylan Brooks. You got Amin Thompson. Now you got Jalen Green. and you got all these other guys here. You bringing in leadership. This team should be really good. Now, I was probably a year too soon, but now look at them. They're the number 2 seed in the West. And you don't have Jalen Green as a starter. I get it. Steph is the name. We know what Steph has done. You know, he was the gold medal MVP from just now in the Olympics. You know, his first Olympics he ever played in. I get it. It's the babyface assassin. We know what Steph is, but the Warriors suck right now. Let's just be honest about it. The Warriors suck. They don't have another player to help them get to where they are, and that's not Steph's fault. Don't get me wrong, but Steph ain't even averaging a career high in points right now. He's only averaging 23, 24 points per game right now. Like you said, Fox is averaging more points than him. Jalen Green is averaging more points than both of them.
No, Jalen Green averaging 21.
Well, 20. Okay, he averages 20. But if you look at what he's been doing with this team, he's been balling.
He should be over Steph, though.
Yes, he should be. We care about stars. He's a star. Don't get me wrong. Jalen Green is a star. We've seen what he's able to do on the court. He's somebody who I think should even be in a dunk contest over the other 3 guys is in there. But that's a conversation for another story. This is why the dunk contest will forever be in the doghouse, because they just throwing randoms in there every single season. But Jalen Green is having a great year this year, and especially with the team that he has. In the last 10 games that he's played in, he's averaging 27.7 points per game, making 4 threes a game, 50% from the field, 45% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. And they're beating really good teams. They just beat the Cavaliers the other night. Jalen Green should be. Oh, well. He missed the free throws. It don't matter. He had a chance to win the game, and he missed 2 free throws. So that's on
definitely missed both of them Jones.
So Jalen Green should be the one that's in that spot over Steph Curry.
Before you go, Tomo, that's crazy. I'm looking. So the fans get 50% of the vote. That's Steph. That's Steph, right? But for Steph to win, yes, that's why he's in there, because 25 players, 25 media. Now, what happened was when the 25 players, 25 media, guys were confused with Fox, Anthony Edwards, and Jalen Green. And that whole 50% of fan vote, this guy Steph fan. But who in the world voted for Steph on the other side? That's what I want to know. Because we just named 3 guys above Steph: Anthony Edwards, De'Aaron Fox, and Jalen Green.
Who's the 25? I want to know who the 25 voters are. That's what I want to know. I want to know who the voters are now, because it's crazy.
No, it's 25%.
25%
are the players. All the players vote.
Look,
25% of media. Yeah. And that's why people say like players shouldn't vote, because they just be voting off of like, yeah, when I play Steph, he nice. That's not what we asking you, bro. Like, it's based on how they play.
I'm gonna show you exactly what the players did.
Okay.
Hey, so we voting for the All-Star game. Where's the All-Star game at? It's in San Francisco. Who play out there? Oh, you talking about the Warriors? All right, go ahead, put Steph on there for me and walked over. Steph. It's just like that. That's the first name that probably pop up in your head when you think of that. Because literally, I'm with you on the Anthony Edwards one. I'm with you on Jalen Green too. He been balling, especially everything he got to deal with, with him and his stepson being the same age. But look, I'm with you on that too. Like, he got a lot going on and he balling on the court. But
that's
look,
wild.
Man, so that's for another show. But Edwards definitely deserves it, especially after the trade that went down and how the Timberwolves are still trying to find themselves, and he is still finding ways to ball out. Like, bruh. Granted, I got a little bit of personal gripes with Edwards as far as like how he's playing and how he's treating the game a little bit, but averaging 26 points to Steph's 22, like, come on now. And his team, like as Joe said, if the playoffs started today, they would definitely be in the play-in, but they would definitely be somewhere. They're not going back to Cancun. Well, Cabo's closer to San Francisco, so they can just fly on down to Cabo right there. They can just go to Cabo, and that's that. Well, some would say if Jordan Poole was out west, they would probably put Jordan Poole over Steph at the way they both been playing this season, but that's just the wizard in me. I'm also going with Edwards, man. Like, there's no way. They got to find a way to make this whole All-Star Weekend attraction. interesting again because the fan votes don't help because again the ratings are down for the NBA. Check out Dave's Doghouse. He tried to tell y'all about this. And fans are only gonna vote for the people that they know about because literally the starting five are fan favorites outside of SGA, and he's now becoming a household name. But everybody else is a household name.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I think the East got a little bit more tricky though.
Oh, y'all cool with everybody else though on there?
Mm,
Some people want a Wemby in there.
yeah, I like Wemby starting as well, but
Who we start over there? That's what I was struggling with. Oh, LeBron.
Ron.
Yeah, facts.
That's easy for me. I'm replacing Bron immediately.
It's the name.
And I'm not replacing KD because at least look what the Suns are doing right now. The Suns on a win streak right now.
Yeah, KD. I can't put him over KD. Right. See KD, right? Real quick. KD. Right now the Suns are all right with KD, the Suns are 21-12.
Mm-hmm.
Without KD, they 1-9.
Exactly. That shows you the difference that it makes with him on and off the court.
So that's why their record is down. But LeBron, we know daggone well LeBron gonna start every year until he retire.
He and plus the Lakers are the 5th seed, so I get it.
Getting that Jordan treatment, huh?
So plus the Lakers are the 5th seed, so I get it.
Yeah, but one year they want to reward winning, one year they don't. I mean, which one is it? Steph, daggone 11 seed.
Facts.
Like y'all tell me what y'all doing.
Look, Steph and Phoenix. Steph and KD, they right there by each other.
but KD,
I get KD, but what I'm saying is, if you're talking about winning, look at the record. They right there by each other. At least everybody we named is above all of them.
Facts.
I'm gonna get
KD different. KD actually 21-12. Bradley Beal and his sons at 1-9.
Thank you, Joe. Because I was gonna say I'm giving the Suns some leeway. They dealing with some stuff right now. Like they're trying to get off a contract that somebody should have never received. I mean, Bill don't even know.
Bill don't know where he want to go either.
I know, right? I'm gonna lift my.
He did the same thing in DC. I tried to tell y'all, bro. He did the same thing in DC. They like, bro, we gonna trade you, and he like, well, I don't know. What you mean you don't know?
Dave, do you want Brady Bill?
Huh?
Do you want Brady Bill?
No. No. I'll take Zach LaVine over Bradley Bill. No.
Dang.
I'm not taking
Lonzo Ball.
No. I would rather take the offer that the Bucks are offering right now than to take him. I would rather have Chris Middleton and Bobby Portis than have Bradley Bill right now.
Bobby Portis a Miami Heat type player.
That's why I'm okay with it, because we get Bobby Portis out of it, and we get a first round pick too. So I would be perfectly. I would be. No, he ain't helped.
Never helped me.
That's the only thing
about the mentality, but that's an extra piece though. With
Spo, Tyler Hill gonna be our scorer basically going forward.
He already is now. He already is now. It's just that we need, we got to get rid of the drama. Unfortunately.
Well, there's more drama because we got to talk about the East. And the starters in the East, we got Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Cat. That's crazy. Cat go over to the East, and now you starting in the All-Star game. Meanwhile, Ant over there like, man, what's going on in the locker room?
Who got last year in the East?
Last year?
As a center, who had Cat spot? The East is normally like set. It'd be like, except for the guard.
It's normally like Giannis and B.
That's what it is. Embiid.
Yep.
Yeah. Dang, Cat took Embiid's spot.
Yeah, Embiid ain't been playing.
He had him in the code one time. That was Ben Simmons.
And he ain't. It's all about playing games. Dave, who you think got snubbed off of this list?
Man, I don't know, man. I guess I'm kind of sort of okay with who they have there right now, honestly. But you can make it arguments for Cade Cunningham. I think Cade Cunningham has been balling this year, and you look at what he's doing with the Pistons. Pistons are the 6th seed in the East. Nobody saw them being where they are right now, but Cade has been balling. And then you got to give credit to JB Bickerstaff, his first year as the head coach, and you see the difference that had been in the last year. Even though I was the one that said I think they fired their coach too early, but hey, JB Bickerstaff came in and improved the team. They went. The Tobias Harris is making contributions. Jared Duran is making contributions. You got Malik Beasley should have the most bench points in the league right now.
Malik Threesley, that's what they call him.
Malik Threesley. You got him, and then this team is just they seem to be well. So I would like to see Cade Cunningham in there, but I don't know who I would switch off of him because you got Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson right there. So I don't see how you switch that.
He's gonna be reserved for sure though.
Both of those guys are top three in the East. Top 3 in the East right now. I'm not taking Giannis out, of course. I mean, it's Giannis, and he's still having a monster season. He's in the MVP conversation, so of course he's going to start. And then you got Jason Tatum. I mean, it's Jason Tatum. He's going to start, of course. So I don't necessarily really know who. And then Cat. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the East, honestly. I really don't have an argument. I would like to make an argument for Tyler Hero, but we're the 9th seed in the East right now, and we've gotten blown out within the last few games. And even though he's been our most consistent player, it's not necessarily leading to winning all the time because not everyone else is winning around him. So I can't give him credit because he's having a career year, but it's not necessarily leading us to be in the top 6, top 5 in the Eastern Conference right now. And that's with teams like Magic having issues right now. I think they're 1-9 in their last 10 games. Hawks been having some kind of issues as well because they were up and down. Pacers were struggling for a while, but then started winning, and then they went back and forth. So, I mean, we just haven't been consistent enough. And then I can't make an argument for. You can be mad at that all you want. Just know he's better than Austin Reeves. That's the argument he was trying to make for a while.
Oh, Carl said Austin Reeves better than Hero?
Yes, he was trying to make that argument for the last few years. He was. He admitted it though. He admitted that Tyler Hero.
Oh, okay. That's not a Carl take though. I'm like, what the heck, Carl?
It was. Trust me, it was. He was saying that he was.
I missed that.
Also, I mean, yeah, that's really that's pretty much. I mean, I hear a lot of people saying LaMelo Ball, but the Hornets are 13th in the East, y'all. That's just to be honest about it. It ain't leading to winning. And then
swerved in a corner.
I mean, people want to bring up Maxey, but they're the 11th seed. They're not even in the playoffs right now, so no, that's not gonna work. To me, it seems like the East is the only side that cares about winning. If you look at it, it's the only side that cares about. They don't care about stars. They care about winning because if they cared about stars, then Trae Young would be in there. Paolo would be starting because Paolo has even though Paolo missed some time, but Paolo is a star. So that's
he would have took Cat's spot if he would have played the whole season. Because he was balling. And he would win.
So
yeah, they would have been up in the top 5. I agree.
The East, I'm honestly okay with. I really have no issues with the Eastern starters.
Dave, you kind of went down all the checkpoints. I mean, looking at the East, the names that you throw out there, you gotta say Jalen Brunson because again, the Knicks are the 3rd seed and they've been balling. Like LaMelo Ball, like the hottest thing that's happened with the Balls outside of that was wild. That was wild. And I was trying to be professional. Outside of G3 song, bro, that was crazy. 2025, man. It would be me, right? But look, outside of G3 song, bro, that was the only thing that you could probably say that would get a vote. But the Lions lost after he performed. So come on, guys.
I know I can't believe he performed.
I feel like shacking them now, bro.
I know, right? I'm mad at you, Paul. You stopped yourself. I was gonna let it go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I swear.
I saw your face. That's what it'd be like.
You notice I didn't even look because if I would have looked at Dave, I'd have started laughing. But look. Like I said, man, Dave hit the checklist, man. The East, I don't got no problems with their starters.
Let me not say nothing else. Man, I have no problems with the East. They did a good job. Like they said, LaMelo averaging 29, 7, and 5, but he the 13th seed. And he's shooting like a low 40% from the field and a low 30% from 3. He's jacking. So he gonna average 29, but and like 13 C, that's too low, bro. I'm sorry. Jalen Brunson, he averaging 26. He not averaging 22, like some people I know. Averaging 26. 22. And Cat balling, he averaging 25. I mean, Tatum, number 2 seed in the East, balling still, MVP candidate. Donovan Mitchell, number 1 seed. You got reward one. I was trying to make a case for Evan Mobley, but he only averaging 18. So I'm cool with it. I got no issues.
Yeah, I got no.
Hey, Giannis is Giannis. I mean, come on now. That's
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Giannis is Giannis. That man gonna be in the MVP conversation almost every season. As long as he's healthy, he gonna be in the MVP conversation.
Come on, Carl.
Coprez, I mean, I was trying to move on, bro, but
yeah, you're not helping him out, Coprez.
The immaturity in my brain, I even stopped like 3 seconds, like you done messed up, right? You done messed up. Yep. So we gonna move on to the NFL because we got some NFL games that's going down this weekend. I mean, the matchup that we all don't want to see again, but it's happening. We got to talk about it, man. The last time this guy actually got his name off of this football game. We got Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs are chasing a 3-peat, and the Bills are trying to spoil it. But we already know what happened the last time these guys met up in Arrowhead. It came down to a shootout, and the last person that got the football went on and won, and the other guy became the second quarterback in everybody's ranking. He became the second. Let me stop. I was about to go on my soapbox. But Bills, Chiefs. Joe, who win this game?
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. And I'm going with the Chiefs because they're the Chiefs. They're serious. But the Bills can win this game. The Chiefs, what they do so greatly, or they do so good, whatever you want to call it, they capitalize off of your mistakes. That's what they do. Since that Bills game, Mahomes haven't turned the ball over, which is one of the good reasons why they kept winning after that. In the playoffs, Mahomes haven't turned the ball over, although it's only one game. One thing that CJ Stroud did in that game was use his legs. We talked about that on Tuesday, right? Use his legs. Something that Josh Allen will do. How did Josh Allen close out the game against the Chiefs in the regular season? He used his legs on 4th down and scored a touchdown. Josh Allen used those legs, moved those chains, and capitalized on the drives, something the Texans didn't do. The Bills, their run game, again, even against the Ravens, top-notch number 1 rushing defense in the league by a mile, they ran the ball pretty good against the Ravens. They ran the ball up and down the hill against the Broncos, who's also a really a good rushing defense. So if they just stick to their formula, low passing attempts for Josh Allen, don't throw a cape on Josh Allen right now. Use that 3-headed monster running back system you got, right? Use those running backs. Josh Allen, do not turn the ball over and let the Chiefs capitalize on that. Doug McDermott, don't do a make-a-wish punt. Sorry, Carl. Don't do it. Don't punt the ball. Don't do a fake punt and try to get Damar Hamlin some glory. Don't do that. Be smart. So they're going to have to win in all phases. You cannot make mistakes. It's going to be an Arrowhead. They're going to be hyped. They're chasing the 3-peat. So they're in a situation when destiny is there. It's like things is just going to work out for them because they are chasing the 3-peat. Josh Allen got an opportunity to rewrite your name, man. You beat Mahomes. They might be calling you the best quarterback in the league. I don't know. Unless one guy might stop you in the Super Bowl, though. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like 1991 again. I hope you win, Josh Allen. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
I got 91 problems, and the Commanders all 91.
All 91.
We ain't even talking about them till the next subject. Hold on. Go ahead, Dave.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I want to read these. Go ahead.
The team that's going to win this game is the team that was picked by somebody earlier in the season. He has predicted the last 5 Super Bowl winners.
Please be right. I know
Peter Schrager.
Mm-hmm.
He's picked the last 5 Super Bowl winners, all correct. And
before the season. Dang. Shout out to him.
And I don't expect him to be wrong this time. I think the Chiefs win it simply because Peter Schrager picked them.
Okay.
I no matter what the Chiefs have been through this season, they've still just been able to win games. It's the only real loss they had was against the Bills this season. That's really the only loss that they really had this season. The last game of the season, their starters didn't even play. They gave the Broncos the playoffs just for them to get blown out by the Bills. They gave them the spot, because someone else was also waiting to get that spot, but
Where Joe that threat?
Doing, bro. They know what they were doing, Dave. Chiefs knew what they were doing.
Hey, you know why I mentioned it, Joe?
Oh, you know what? Go ahead.
But it's Patrick Mahomes, man. He has an opportunity to three-peat. And he has the running game going now with Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. He still has DeAndre Hopkins. He has Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. He at least has 3 good receivers out there now. And he still has the best tight end in the league in Travis Kelce. He has a defense that's reliable. You still got Chris Jones. You still got Nick Bolton. You still got some cornerbacks back there. You still have all of this. And then you have the X factor. You have the best coach in football in Andy Reid. And you got the best defensive coordinator in Steve Spagnuolo back there. Spags knows how to come up with a game plan to take away your team's best ability to win. What coach has always was what other coach was known for doing that? That also has multiple Super Bowl rings.
Jimmy Johnson?
Bill Belichick.
Oh.
I don't care about the Cowboys right now. But Bill Belichick, what's one thing they always say? He's going to take away what you do best. And Spags is going to take away what you do best. He did that against Tom Brady twice in his career when he was the defensive coordinator for the Giants. He took away what they did best. And now he's going to do the same thing to Josh Allen. What did they do best? Run the ball. So I expect that to be something that allowed the Chiefs to be able to take over this game and win. Now the Bills have a lot of momentum. I think their run game has been bulldozing teams in the playoffs. Like I did not expect them to do what they did against the Broncos, and I surely didn't expect it to happen against the Ravens. I think we all can agree that the Chiefs' rush defense is not better than the 2 that we named. Well, maybe better than the Broncos, but it's not better than the Ravens' rush defense. But for some reason, their defense just makes the plays that need to be made. And I don't see that not happening. I see the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, so Joe said feel like 91 all over again. And I was looking at something, right? It said the Bills are 4-2 in AFC Championship games, with all 4 wins coming during 1990 through 93. And if you're a Bills fan, you hate the NFC East because during that time, you was like a revolving door. You know what I mean? We all got one. The Eagles gonna get one, but we all got one. You know what I mean?
No, we got one too.
Yeah, y'all replaced the Eagles.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody had to get one. The Bills was just passing out Super Bowls left and right. Like, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
But the Bills are all 0-4 in road playoff games with Coach McDermott. 8 seasons, basically a total of like 3-12 overall. So again, Joe, Josh Allen, they're going to say Josh Allen might be the best quarterback if he wins this game. But as of right now, we all know who the best quarterback in the league is.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
And it's Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Now, I'm picking the Chiefs to win this game, so I don't really got to give you all too much analysis. My brother's kind of covered it on the analysis part. Joe, I want to say you were right. I remember we was having a debate and we were saying you said that the Bengals are the biggest threat to the Chiefs, right? And me and Dave were going back and forth, and I was like, well, what about the Texans? They could be one up.
Texans proved that to be false.
If it wasn't for the refs, though, right?
Just
saying, they look like a threat.
I'm kind of with you on that one.
So that's when Joe said, I was like, they did play the Texans. And they would have almost won the game, but the Texans' offensive line was terrible. So I had to go back and think. I was like, but when the Bengals played the Chiefs, their offensive line wasn't the best either. And they found a way to win the game. So technically, as of now, the Bengals are still the biggest threat to the Chiefs. I got to give you that one, Joe.
Judge, I got something to say about that.
As of right now, the Bengals, because only two people went up the Arrowhead and took down Mahomes. One of them
and that's
passing
Tom
out
Brady.
awards on TV,
and hiring head coaches.
That's not right.
and then the other one trying to figure out what they're gonna do in the offseason with their wide receivers. So that's Joe Burrow.
Let's get it.
And another thing AJA needs to do, man, they need to come back and let FJA know that we was right. We told y'all if he run the football, he can win games. Y'all called us crazy.
I also say this will be Josh Allen's best chance to win MVP.
You definitely called that one.
Hey,
You definitely called that one.
Well,
you got more clips. Go ahead, Dave.
I said he's definitely in an MVP conversation there. A lot of people saying he's gonna win it, but I think it's Lamar Jackson.
Well, we gonna see. But Joe right now, man, the hottest man on the Instagram streets, man. He got a clip that was going crazy, man. Now that I think about it, we should have played the clip on here, but maybe we can save it. Maybe we can save it depending on how the weekend go.
Oh, we go ahead.
That's you. That's you. The rest of us, all right. We all got different opinions, so we got to talk about it. Eagles versus Commanders. I hope both teams tie. But the Eagles and Commanders play for the third time this season. Sunday matchup has a Super Bowl spot at stake. And you go from, well, you all weren't worse. It was the Giants. But this would have been one of the best, worst, second place type of runs ever. Because if you all would have won the division, it would have been one of the best, worst, the first turnarounds in a franchise's history. So, Dave, you did the panel yesterday.
Can I go first on this one?
You want to go first? I only let you go first because I thought you wanted to be last on this one.
No, that's cool. I'm gonna get mine out the way. I'm gonna get mine
do your
out the
thing,
way.
player.
I'm not gonna be long-winded. All right, but I'm gonna go with the Commanders. All right, like I told y'all before the show, I'm not a fan right now. I'm an analyst. All right.
That's why you got on cowboy colors.
I ain't nothing to say. But so I'm gonna go with the Commanders. Now look at this game. Obviously, you look at the black and white. You see Eagles better roster, Commanders inferior roster, right? When it comes to like names and talent and stuff like that. But the playoffs are not about who's the most talented team. It's not what the playoffs are about. The playoffs are about momentum. The playoffs are about your QB executing. Your playoffs about creating turnovers. Your playoffs about coaching staff. Your playoffs is about situational football. And I feel like the Commanders have momentum. Commanders are 7-game win streak dating back to the regular season. That means a lot. Do y'all know Tom Brady's first Super Bowl? They got into the playoffs in the winning streak, right? So, and then on top of that, we won 2 road games on the road. 2 road games. We're the only team in the playoffs this year that won a road game. All the home teams are undefeated. The road teams are defeated if you're not called the Commanders. We won both our games on the road. There's some mojo going. There's some momentum right there. And on top of that, we have the secret weapon, Jaden Daniels, who can overcome what the Eagles could bring to him. Now, the main concern, obviously, is 2-6, Saquon Barkley. The Commanders will have to contain him. Jalen Hurts right now, he has a bum knee right now. He's going to wear a knee brace. All right? They're going to force Jalen Hurts to do more. Am I saying Jalen Hurts can't do more? I'm not saying that. But they're going to test that knee. He's going to have to be the Superman Hurts this game. When I look at Saquon Barkley, I'm going to pull up these numbers, y'all. All right? Everybody going crazy about Joe Witt's comments and all that stuff. If you watch the Ford interview, they asked him, you went against a quarterback like Jared Goff, who's not mobile. Now you're going to go against a mobile quarterback like Jalen Hurts. What do you say about mobile quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts? And then he's basically saying, when you're a mobile quarterback, we're going to hit you like a running back. It wasn't like a direct shot like, yeah, we're going to Hurts. Hurts is happening to be the guy that's next on the schedule. And he told the truth. That's what you got to do. So, and I remember in our chats, y'all, when Frankie Louisville hit Hurts, and they were like, dirty. I'm like, bro, he a running back. right now. Like he's running the ball, he's gonna get hit like one. So here's some numbers though on how we did against Saquon Barkley, y'all. So look, in the first game,
Why are you smiling like that?
in the first game, right? In the fourth quarter, he had 6 carries, 76 yards. But quarters 1, 2, 3, 20 carries, 70 yards, averaging 3.5 yards per carry. Okay, cool. Game 2, though, first quarter, 7 carries, 109 yards. Quarters 2 through 4, 22 carries, 41 yards, only allowing 1.8 yards per carry. Now, a lot of people might say, you know what, Joe? It's because Kenny Pickett was the quarterback. You didn't have to worry about the rushing attack or the running threat of Jalen Hurts. I'm telling y'all, I don't think they're gonna want Jalen Hurts to run the ball. They're they're gonna test that. They're gonna put all eyes on Jalen Hurts. All eyes on Jalen Hurts and explosive plays. That's all they're talking about. Eliminate explosive plays. He had a 23-yard run, 39-yard run in the fourth quarter in game 1. And in the first quarter, he had a 68-yard run. So eliminate the explosive plays. Now, them defensively, I honestly think us playing them 3 times benefits our offense. Us playing the same defense 3 times. The first time we played them, they didn't blitz a lot. They stayed home. The second time we played them, they blitzed the most they ever blitzed the whole season. So now we saw both sides of the coin. We saw them being aggressive and we saw them being conservative. And it worked better for them being conservative. So I'm going to assume that they're not going to blitz Jayden Daniels. Because in his playoffs right now, when you blitz Jayden Daniels, he lighting you up. All right? So I'm going to assume they're going to be conservative with Jayden Daniels. But here's the thing. Jayden Daniels, man, that dude is so calm, so poised, so ready for the moment. He can throw. He can make any throw. And on top of that, you have his legs. I honestly think this game is going to be how he's going to use his legs. It's going to be similar to that Falcons game. He's going to use his legs a lot this game because it's a do-or-die moment. So do-or-die moment is win or go home. So I'm going to trust my head coach, Dan Quinn, to have us ready. Nick Sirianni going to have his guys ready. And another thing about Philly, sometimes they look sloppy. And even in these playoffs against Green Bay, they look sloppy. Against the Rams, they look sloppy. Not one time we look sloppy. We look prepared for the moment every single time. If we lose, it's because you just beat us on our route. You beat us on our play. But not one time we look sloppy this whole playoff run. We haven't turned the ball over either. So didn't they. And they feast all turnovers. So I'm going to go with us, Commanders.
Take it away, Dave.
Okay. So I did some research to look at the entire history of the Eagles versus the Commanders. Now, it's the entire history. So it's a bunch of games we didn't even see. But they played 180 times throughout their history. And it's actually pretty close. The Commanders lead the series 90-85, and they had 5 ties, including 1 postseason game. And the Eagles are the ones that won that for postseason game. So technically, in the playoffs, the Eagles are 1-0 against the Commanders. I think that history is going to be made in this game.
I see where you're going with this one.
You have a quarterback, rookie, who has never been in this position because he's a rookie, of course. He got into the NFC Championship game. He beat the number 1 team in the NFC. He beat the team he lost to in week 1 in the Bucs in the very first game. And you got Jalen Hurts, a guy who went to the Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. And he lost his very first Super Bowl.
Emotional damage.
So there's history that's going to be made. Which one is it going to be? Is it going to be the first rookie quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl? or will Jalen Hurts finally break the record for quarterbacks that have lost their first Super Bowl to return to the Super Bowl? Because it's been 19 quarterbacks that have the last 19 quarterbacks that have gotten to the Super Bowl have not made it back. Jalen Hurts is in prime position to make sure that happens. And Jaden Daniels is in prime position to make sure that happens. That his team gets to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1991. And it's crazy because the Bills on the other side, that's who they played in the Super Bowl in 1991 and they beat. And that's their last Super Bowl win. 34 years. Guess what? I turned 34 years old this year.
Me too. No, I'm 35. I'm old. Go ahead.
Come on, Tomo. I just left DC, and this is where DC is. They are in the NFC Championship game. The Commanders just did something that San Francisco did last year. They went into Philly and put something over Rocky. It's a lot of history that's going to be made. But the history that I think is going to be made is something that I've honestly gone against for the last few years. And I never thought that a team, that a quarterback that lost would get back. But I think the Eagles get back to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I think it's going to be a shootout, which is crazy. But I think it's going to be a shootout because I look at that last game, and yes, I know Jalen Hurts did not play the entire game. I understand that, Eagles fans. However, that number one defense was still out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that you got to make sure you get them off the field. I understand that. But you had already scored 30-something points. You were already up by touchdowns. I know. Kev, I know it's the playoffs. I don't know if you heard everything I said, but I know it's the playoffs. I think that this is going to be the best game of Saquon Barkley's playoff career. I think that's what it's going to be. Now, I do believe that A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are going to make some plays. Dallas Goedert is back. He's going to be in this game. Jalen Hurts is going to be here. He's going to be wearing a brace. He announced it himself today that he more than likely will be wearing a brace, but he's available. Quinyon Mitchell also said that he's going to be available. So all their guys are pretty much going to be there. There's a key guy for Washington that's out, though.
Cosme.
And that's their offensive guard. Cosme. He's out. He's messed up his ACL. He's out for the rest of the year. You might not see him until 2026, honestly, because it's this late into the season and he tore his ACL. So we don't know when he's going to come back.
Let's go, Trent Scott.
And then you look
You're
at
an analyst, man.
And then and then you look at the other defenders that the Eagles have. You look at Jalen Carter. You look at Nolan Smith. You look at Nakobe Dean. You look at Blankenship. You look at Slay, Quinyon Mitchell. You got Cooper DeJean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. These guys just continue to make plays. Now, the Commanders defense also makes plays for Frankie Louisville and Bobby Wagner. But Deron Payne has not practiced all week. And he's very questionable. They don't know if he's actually going to be there to play the game on Sunday. I think the healthier team is going to win, which is the Eagles. And I think the team that's just been in this business before is going to win. This, honestly, when it comes to NFC Championship game, more times than not, the team that has been here before more than likely wins the game. And I think that's what happens now. Now, I won't be surprised if the Commanders win this game. But I just think Philly is really focused right now. You know, they had a chance to get the record. They didn't go after it. They said that they're focused on getting to the Super Bowl. This is your opportunity. I think the Eagles make it. And we have a rematch from the Super Bowl from 2 seasons ago.
Super Bowl in New Orleans.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing, you know, about when you don't have to do shows like this is if you was sitting back and I was at home, I wouldn't even have to make a pick. I wouldn't even care. I probably wouldn't even watch. But shout out to Joe for dragging me back. You know, I'm not even mad. He dragged me back into a bad Cowboy season. He dragged me back into seeing his team make it to the conference championship. This is crazy. Oh man, I sat up here and I was going back and forth. I was like, either way, somebody has to win this game. The last time these two teams played, I watched the panel yesterday and everyone kept saying, we're not talking about the last game. We're not going to keep talking about the last game. Why y'all keep bringing up the last game? Because that's the last time we seen you two face off. That's the last time we seen your number one defense force 5 turnovers total in that game. That's the last time. Hold on. Yeah. That's the last time I watched your offense. Granted, Jalen Hurts went out early in the game, but I watched your offense control and maintain the time of possession within that game. And you all still found a way to come up on the losing side of that. It's just something about that kid. Like Joe said earlier, I don't know what type of magic potion is going on at Northwest Credit Union Stadium, but whatever Magic Johnson been saying to the people before the game, I don't know what's going on out there, but these folks are finding ways to win. You talking about a team who had the ball 40, I'm rounding up, but they had it 40 minutes to you all's 24 minutes in a football game, and they was leading the game, and they lost. Like that, you tell somebody from another country what just happened, they're like, how did they lose? Just tell them those stats right there. They're like, how did they lose? But again, context goes into everything. Saquon Barkley is going to be a difference maker in this game. Louvu is going to be a difference maker in this game as well. Everyone's talking about the X factors. Of course, you want to bring up like the key names like Jalen Carter. But the X factor for me on the Eagles side of the football is going to be CJ because he did get kicked out of that game. However, he is that motivating factor. Like when he makes plays, even though sometimes he doesn't catch the pick, but the fact that it was almost a pick, now the secondary is lit up. Darius Slay is going to need that because, again, Quinyon Mitchell is coming off of an injury. But on the flip side of it, you talking about a team of castaways, but one of them's been in the Super Bowl. I think, how many other ex-Super Bowl players y'all got over there outside of Bobby Wagner?
Zach Ertz.
Oh,
and Andrew Wiley. And Gangretti. Keep thinking his name. Sorry. Yeah, we got some Super Bowl champions over there.
Okay. You was an analyst. Now you use some we. It was a lot of we's in your soliloquy too, but it's okay, man. It's your moment, man. But if you ask me who's going to win this game, if I had to close my eyes and pick them, if it wasn't for Mark, man, I'd say y'all shocked the world, Joe. If it wasn't for Mark and that nonsense he did from week 6, if you would have left me alone, I think y'all win it. Like, it don't shock me if y'all do win it, but I think the Eagles are going to find a way to make something shake. I'm with Dave, though, as far as it coming down to it. I think this game is going to be like what we seen with Mahomes and Josh Allen, not in the version of a shootout. Whoever has the ball last to drive down the field is going to win the game. I'm picking the Eagles, but whoever has the ball last to drive down that field is going to win the game. It's been that way all season with this kid. Joe, you said it about the Lions game. He's like, it's going to come a time in the game where we may be up by some points, but he's going to throw a deep pass and we're going to go close it out. And that's just what he did in the Lions game. That pass to De'Ami Brown, when the Lions thought they had a shot to come back, that deep pass, that killed the morale right there. It's like, ain't nothing else we could do with him. So, whoever got the ball last, man. If you tell me Jaden Daniels he had 12 attempts at rushing, maybe like 50 yards, I tell you the Commanders probably won this game. If you tell me Saquon Barkley got over 140 rushing yards, I tell you the Eagles won this game. If you tell me A.J. Brown had over 40 receiving yards, I tell you the Eagles won this game. So it's going to be a tough one. And it's at the length. And I want to read one more thing for you, Joe, because I seen this in my group chat. I don't know if you posted it, Dave, but it was on Twitter. The link will be filled with Commanders fans for the NFC Championship game. Okay. 21% of the purchases come from the state of Maryland and Virginia.
Y'all
gonna be in there brawling.
Hey, look, I saw a stat. Somebody posted from Philly Nation and said, "Oh, the ticket prices, man, Philly fans are so good." I replied and said, "Philly fans, you think the prices up because y'all Philly? Do you see the Lions ticket prices?" I'm like, bro. We bringing the flash. Well, sorry, the Commanders are bringing the flash. they got a guy that everybody wants to see. But man, the Commanders gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready.
I don't think y'all want to play.
They're gonna be ready.
One thing that I think we all can agree with is that Jaden Daniels is not going to be shaken up in this game. He's not going to be shook.
You know, nobody's bringing that up, right?
He's ready.
Not even a thought.
He's cool, calm, and collected, and he has. Look, when LSU presented to him the VR situations for him to be able to play, it made the game so much easier for him. And it looks that way at times. It just looks like
he said it's like real life, and he does it almost every morning.
He does it every single morning, and it makes things so much easier for him, and that's a huge advantage he has. I'm not sure who else in the league is doing it, but I think that's something that quarterbacks might need to start,
especially ones that throw picks.
Yeah, so basically, I think how it works is like you can basically get the play call. Like it's like real time. You get the play call, you got to run the play, and like basically run a offense on this VR system, and you can't get hurt. There's no injuries involved. You know what I mean? Like you can do it for hours, for real.
And
that's what surprised when people don't do it. But it costs bread though.
It does.
But
but teams got money.
Yeah, fact. I don't know why teams don't do this. I don't know.
I don't know.
They mentioned this like when we first got them after the Bengals game, and everybody was talking about it.
Yep.
And I'm like, nobody's gonna do it.
And I don't see anyone else that's done it. But I think that's going to be implemented soon. I think because of the success of this season of how he's played, more quarterbacks are going to do it. Brock Purdy, I hope you're listening. Brock Purdy. Make sure you pick up that VR. Look, San Francisco.
He made it.
Make something happen. This needs to happen for everybody. But I think this Sunday is going to be awesome for both games. But I have more anticipation for the Commanders and Eagles game. I think that's going to be the most electric game this weekend.
All fingers pointing Eagles. The Rocky Junk got dressed up. The Eagles had a better team.
Like I told them.
No rookie never went to
we did the same thing last year. I understand that it wasn't a playoff game. But do y'all agree that was a playoff environment game when we went into the link last year after we got trounced by them in the NFC Championship game, and we went and took over and blew them out at home?
He's been disrespectful, Dave, because didn't Brock Purdy get hurt in that playoff game?
Exactly, he got hurt in that playoff game.
I'm not gonna lie, I want to throw away the idea of it's Eagles fans that's dressing this dude up. like buying the gear and dressing this dude up. Just to keep the.
I know the guy in San Francisco that did it. I follow him on Instagram. He admitted to doing it. And he even has a video of him actually putting it on there. So I know it's actually fans actually going to go do it. So
I'm gonna tell you one more thing though, Joe. Like if I'm you and I'm playing the Eagles and I'm Jaden Daniels, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I wouldn't be nervous or anything about playing them. Now, if it just so happened that y'all was playing, Zimmer and the Cowboys, I'd be a little shaken up. Now, I'm just saying, because they don't play like yourself when that star out there. That's all I'm saying. We the only team that's had them looking a little razzled, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, the Eagles, it's the third time we about to see them. I think that's good for a rookie. It's good for a rookie. I mean, seen the same team 3 times.
I wonder how Mark's statement gonna stand though, because he said any team y'all played twice, y'all haven't lost to. About 3 times though. Like that's gonna be tough.
Man, I can't wait. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be
your
very
guard out. Your guard out. Your guard out, Jalen Carter.
Oh yeah, he out. Yeah, he out. It is what it is.
Blaze, we only had 2 quarterbacks that game. Which mean the other backup. We had 2 quarterbacks that game.
They the reason
Ron Purdy and Josh
Johnson.
That's it. That's all we had.
And Christian McCaffrey,
Jimmy Garoppolo, and Trey Lance were already hurt. They were already not going to be able to play in that game.
Don't forget Christian McCaffrey.
He was still in the game. He didn't get hurt. He played the entire game.
No, he's talking about
when he started warming up as a quarterback, I say, yo.
It got so bad, Brock Purdy had to come back just to hand the ball off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why we got the rule about the emergency quarterbacks now, because of that game. It's gonna be good.
These Philly fans, they so confident, bro. Like my thing is, all right, we're gonna be here all day. Let's keep moving. I do last words.
Yeah, let's get to the last
All
words, man. Sunday. Be
My
there.
last words. All right, now I'm back to being the fan. Shout out to the whole R2R network. Shout out to the whole R2R family. Appreciate everybody that's in the comment section that commented. Appreciate y'all that tuned in yesterday. Dave hosted NFC championship game panel with my boy Dino Blaze, as you see in the comment section. Kev, who also in the comment section. The Couriers and Mark. 2 Commander fans, 2 Eagles fans. And Dave was the host. All right. So shout out to y'all. But shout out to my Sacramento Kings. I know they lost to Denver last night. Got whooped. The score don't really tell the actual game. We were down by like almost like it was 25 at the end of the third quarter. And then we made a run and then got it to 9. So shout out to the Kings, though. They've been winning. Commanders. Let's go, man. 1 game away from making history of being in the Super Bowl. JD5, you know what to do. I ain't got to say much to you. Dan Quinn had them boys ready. Defense. We got to contain Saquon. Let's let Hurts be Hurts. You know, if Hurts beat us, I can live with that. Can't live with Saquon beating us because we know that's what they want to do. So I'm ready to watch this game. I got people telling me they want to come over. I'm like, you know what? Do I want people to come over? Do I want to watch this by myself? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to invite them. So yeah, they can come over. So you listen, you can come over. All right.
I got this man saying this.
Like my man Ricky said, as long as I got JD5, I'm alive. Let's get to the bowl, my guys.
Oh, he a rapper now.
No bull. And then he used my word, my guys. You see this?
Let's get to the bowl. Let's get to the bowl, man. Let's get to the bowl. There's never been a guy in the chat that won a Super Bowl.
That's the real history. We talking about history. That's R2L history right there.
There you go.
If we win, I'm gonna give me a Super Bowl ring. Fake. I'm gonna give me a replica, John. I am.
Hey, we would not be able to do the show, bro.
I'm gonna open this right there. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe. Like, hey,
First things first, ain't got nothing on us, bro. They won the Super Bowl, bro. Joe was going wild out, bro.
Oh my gosh, that'll be something. All I know is if y'all do make a Super Bowl, I need my credit for giving y'all Adam Peters. I need my credit for y'all get Adam Peters. That's all I need.
I mean, I'll give you credit if you picked us, but you picked the Eagles. You know?
I'm scoring. That's why I picked the Eagles. I don't care. Y'all ain't gonna take all my players and my coaches and think y'all gonna do that. Nah.
We got a combination of the 49ers and the Cowboys.
No bull, bro.
That's how y'all got here. Joe said it early in the season.
There you go.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here. But Joe, you said it early in the season, man. You said you put them two together, you get where you at now.
Mm-hmm. Woo! It's been a great show. I'm definitely glad that I was able to host that show last night. Members only with the 2 Eagles fans and 2 Commanders fans. They were both it was fire. Y'all need me to host them? Just let me know. I'm available. But nah, man, today was a great show. I loved all the topics we talked about. Dave's Doghouse, episode 50, coming up tomorrow, 9 p.m. And I have a special guest that's going to be on with me. So it's going to be a great show, and it's going to be an hour-long special. I'm going to be celebrating having 50 episodes and having my show for a year. So definitely going to be excited about it. Also, I want to give this shout out to my lady who's working on a YouTube channel for some cooking. She is a great teacher when it comes to cooking, so look out for it. If you don't follow her now, make sure you do. Her name on Instagram is Briefly, BRI_FLEE. Make sure you follow that because she is a awesome cook. She can cook in multiple ways, whether it's Caribbean, Jamaican, Asian cuisine, vegan, doesn't matter what it is. She can make it all. So
let's get it.
Definitely make sure you follow her. Get her followers up. And I'm just excited. I'm excited for everything. Let's get it.
Hold on, quick, Tomo. Good question. Where would the parade be?
Man, y'all know y'all gonna march right on down to that rundown RFK, man. That's the only way you can do it. There's no way you gonna have no parade.
Where the parade gonna be? I'm trying to think. Hey, DC too hood on the low. Like, where you gonna go to the parade at?
It's gonna be what's that? No,
You gotta go through Southeast one of the parts. Think about it. Like if it's on Pennsylvania Avenue, you gotta go through Southeast.
or they might. What's the name? I don't know, man. Is DC really a football town? Because when they did baseball and they didn't do them.
They might think about Georgetown or something like that.
They better not go to Georgetown.
No, it's gonna be downtown. What was it when
they're gonna do something?
When
the Nats won. Where was that? It was down there by the museum. I was down there by the Capitol, though. I remember that.
By the Cap,
they might do it there. They could use the Smithsonian. They might use the Smithsonian Mall. The National Mall.
Damn.
Might use that.
Or it might be on Pennsylvania. You never know with them, man. I don't know. And then we got a whole new president, so I don't know. He might not even let y'all have a parade.
Oh, but okay, Blaze. All right. I'm not where you going with this, please. Okay. All right. Like even Blaze know where we gonna be at. Shout out to Blaze. Go ahead, Tom. I'm going back.
I'm just saying, man. But
I'm coming down there. So we win a Super Bowl. The next day, I'm going to be down there.
That's cool. You need me to house sit? We can swap. I ain't trying to be it. That's my last words. I ain't trying to be it for that nonsense. What y'all? People call me saying, you want to come down here with us? For what? You see my background? Yeah, it's gonna be downtown.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna hold you. That would be. I'm calling all the old heads back and be like, man, don't start crying now.
The Commanders, the DC team, bro. That's the football.
It's a DC town. No matter how bad y'all been, the Wizards made the playoffs and almost made it to the Eastern Conference semis, and they still was talking about the Commanders, bro.
That parade's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a little dangerous too, probably. But
probably.
Nah, I think y'all be all right.
I hope so.
Y'all be
all right. The Chiefs parade last year.
That was different. That was different. But let's get out of here.
Y'all. Yeah. Be smart. We all family.
I don't know. Kevin might show up down there, man. Kevin, you better make sure you don't go down there. What's the hashtag? What's the hashtag? Command time or something like that. Command this. Y'all be all right.
Go ahead.
No, those was my last words. I ain't got time for that.
The Superstar members.
Oh yeah, shout out to them though. Shout out to the Superstar members, man. Worm Joe. Should we say Joe Dave after what we found out yesterday?
Yeah, we should now.
You to lose too. Come on.
Shout out to Joe. Network.
I was like, hold on, what's going on? They're like, hold on, it's the whole Refuse to Lose account. They just signed up for their own membership.
But shout out to our Superstar members, man. Joe, Dave, myself, Worm, Teddy, Cotto, Coach, Vaughn, Lamar, Giovanni, and Chris. Shout out to all the Superstar members, and shout out to all the Commander fans that's got the views going up, man. I know it's been a run. Hey, as long as y'all keep watching and liking and subscribing, there's money in my pockets. I don't care what you do. So, hey, stick around, because if it don't happen next year, you better be here, because I'm looking for you. Trust me. But yeah,
if you're not a member, become a member.
It's not gonna be in Philly. Whoever played the Chiefs is losing.
And all you Commanders fans that came out the woodworks, I want to see y'all next season. I want to see y'all only when you come out and wins.
Oh, they'll be next season because we're gonna win. They're gonna be excited. They're gonna be front runners still.
All I'm saying is they better come out no matter what the situation is next season. Don't wait till the NFC Championship game to pop up in the chat and finally say something.
Dave, they come out next season, and I'm just being funny here. They come out next season and they start the season off 0-5. It's gonna go right back to normal for me. I ain't gonna hear no phone calls, none of that. And then they're gonna go on a run. They're gonna win like 3 games. They're like, I told you we back. I'm like, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear it. If you want to hear from week 1 through 5, don't call me. Mm-hmm. Go Chiefs.
All right. I know that's your last team to root for. You know, with the Bills or Eagles or the Commanders. All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today. We won't hear from us until Tuesday. That's been the chats. Enjoy them games Sunday. We'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe, and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.